Okay, let's get right into it. When we hear AI, most of us, we picture something digital, something that lives up in the cloud. But today, we're going to talk about how it's getting its hands dirty, how it's making a huge impact in the physical world, in the places that actually make, sell, and move all the stuff we use every single day.
Right. This isn't some far-off, futuristic idea anymore. AI has officially left the server room, and it is fundamentally reshaping our world.
Think about it. Right this second, it's this invisible force on the factory floor, making sure every single movement on an assembly line is perfect.
And yeah, it's even influencing what goes into your shopping cart, guessing what you'll want before you even know it yourself. So, how is this all happening? Let's break it down, and we're going to start where it all begins, the factory. All right, our first stop is the factory. This is where AI is building what's being called the smart factory. This is where raw materials become the products we use. And believe me, AI is changing every single step of that process.
Now, when we say AI in manufacturing, it's so much more than just a bunch of robots on a line. It's more like a complete nervous system for the entire factory. You can really think of it in four big areas: making the production flow perfectly, using robots to automate tasks, checking for quality, and even predicting the future with something called predictive maintenance.
Let's just zoom in on that last one for a second, predictive maintenance. So picture a giant critical machine on an assembly line. Now, instead of just waiting for it to break down, which could stop everything for hours, costing a fortune, the AI is constantly listening to it. It's analyzing data in real time and basically says, hey, just so you know, this one part is probably going to fail in the next 48 hours. This lets them fix it before it breaks. It's an absolute game changer.
That level of efficiency, it's a massive win for any business. But it brings up a huge question, one we have to ask. What does all this automation mean for the people who used to do these jobs?
And this is where we hit that classic dilemma. On one hand, you've got machines that can work 24/7. They don't get tired, they don't make as many mistakes, and that boosts production like crazy. But on the other hand, you have to face the fact that a lot of repetitive roles might just disappear. The key thing to remember here, though, isn't that humans are becoming obsolete, it's that their jobs are changing. They're shifting from doing the task to overseeing the system, making sure it all runs safely and correctly.
So, the product is made. Now what? Well, it needs to be sold. And just like on the factory floor, AI is totally revolutionizing retail, turning every single store, whether it's online or on the street, into a personal experience for you. It really is working everywhere behind the scenes, from suggesting that perfect pair of jeans to making sure it's actually in stock, and even analyzing customer reviews to figure out what people are loving and what they're not. We've all experienced this. You know what I'm talking about. You look at one pair of running shoes online, and for the next week, you're seeing ads for athletic gear everywhere you go. That's AI. It's analyzing your digital footprint, your clicks, your past purchases, all to create a shopping experience that feels like it was made just for you. And honestly, it's really good at helping us find things we'll actually love.
And that brings us to the flip side again. For a system to know you that well, to give you that level of personalization, what does it need? Well, it needs a ton of data about you.
And this really gets to the core of the bargain we're making as consumers. On one side, having a tailored shopping experience is awesome. It helps us cut through the noise. But the engine that makes it all run is our personal data. And that puts a huge responsibility on these companies. For any of this to work long-term, they need our trust. And that means being completely transparent about how our data is being collected and used.
Okay, so the product is made, it's sold, and now it has to get to you. This final piece of the puzzle, transportation and logistics, is also being completely rewritten by AI, creating this incredibly smooth, automated journey from the warehouse right to your front door.
And we're talking about so much more than just self-driving cars here. AI is optimizing entire fleets of delivery trucks, it's predicting traffic jams to find the absolute fastest route, and it's making sure that your package gets there on time. It's basically the brain behind all of modern logistics.
Let's go back to that delivery truck. In the old days, its route was set in stone for the day. That's it. Now, AI can change that route on the fly based on live traffic reports, bad weather, or even a last-minute delivery that gets added. This kind of real-time optimization saves a ton of fuel, cuts down on pollution, and of course, gets stuff to us faster.
But let's be real. Automating a factory is one thing. That's a controlled environment. Automating a vehicle on a public road where, well, life is messy and unpredictable, that is a whole different ballgame. The stakes are just so much higher than efficiency.
And here, the tension is crystal clear. It's automation versus safety. An AI can calculate the most efficient route down to the second, but can it react when a kid suddenly chases a ball into the street?
This is where the clean, predictable world of code smashes into the messy, unpredictable real world. And it's exactly why human accountability and oversight aren't just a good idea, they are completely non-negotiable. So we've looked at 3 really different industries, right? Manufacturing, retail, and transportation. But are you starting to see a pattern, a common thread that runs through all of them? Because the biggest challenges they face with AI, they're actually remarkably similar.
You see, it doesn't matter if you're building a car, selling a shirt, or shipping a package. You have to wrestle with the same fundamental questions. How do you handle bias in the data? How do you guarantee safety? Who is responsible when something goes wrong? And maybe most importantly, how do you make sure that humans are always in the loop?
And that's really what this all boils down to. This isn't just about technology, it's about governance. The power of AI is absolutely undeniable, but unlocking all of its amazing benefits safely means we have to build the right guardrails from the very beginning. So when you look at the big picture, the future here doesn't just belong to the companies with the flashiest tech. No, it belongs to the most responsible ones, the ones who can master this delicate, crucial balance between innovation and responsibility, between efficiency and safety, and between automation and human oversight.
And that leaves us with one final huge question to think about. As these AI systems get smarter and more independent, who is ultimately responsible when things go wrong? Is it the programmer who wrote the code, the company that deployed it, the person who was supposed to be supervising it? That's the billion-dollar question, and it's the conversation that we all need to be having right now.